so we're going over to Mystic Sensation on this one, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to go ahead and subscribe. See, General are wearing Brazil attire today. And put, you know, him always go deep into the research, so. You say them a liar. No man, Isaac hilarious with you, man. Isaac amazing, I tell you. But big up Mr. Mystic Sensation. The live stream is called Empirical Evidence. So let's check this out, this portion of it, yeah?
To talk about and bring up the evidence to bear. Right? Let us bring up the evidence to bear. You know that, Mystic Sensation, when we deliver with facts. So what I'm going to first deliver, I'm going to deliver Amnesty International speaking about the Pegasus, and we are going to connect Jamaica to the Pegasus. Here is the information, my Jamaican people. Here's the document, and I bring it up wide for you to hear it. This is Amnesty International. Amnesty International, right? And here they are saying the Pegasus project, global democracy under cyber attack. This is what Amnesty is saying. Global democracy under cyber attack. Now, let us get into what they are saying. And this, January 7, 2022, there's a date. Poland, coming from Poland. Use of Pegasus spyware to hack politicians highlights threat to civil society. Confirming that Amnesty International has independently confirmed that Pegasus spyware was used to hack Polish Senator Krzysztof Bezra when he was running the opposition's 2019 parliamentary election campaign. Amnesty International Poland Director Anna Blazak said, "These findings are shocking, but not surprising. They raise serious concern not only for politicians, but for the whole Poland civil society in general, particularly given the context."
So you see this Pegasus thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to not take it lightly. We're going to listen to this.
General. But for the whole Poland civil society in general, particularly given the context of the government's record of persistently subverting human rights and the rule of law. Activists and protesters have been targeted through criminal investigation, undermining the rights to freedom of expression and peaceful assembly. Meanwhile, judges and prosecutors who raise concern over the lack of independence of the judiciary face disciplinary and even criminal investigations. Despite media reports that the Israel government, I want for you to hear this, open quote, despite media reports that the Israel government stopped export of the NSO software to a group of countries, including Poland, this does not seem to have affected existing license and the use of Pegasus in Poland. These revelations demonstrate yet again why there is an urgent need for a commitment from government to stop any form of surveillance that breaches human rights, and the need for a global moratorium on the export, sale, transfer, and use of surveillance equipment until a robust human rights compliant regulatory framework is in place. So I'm telling you the concern that Amnesty International has. Jamaica, we are indeed in trouble. So what did Mystic Sensation prove? You don't prove that Jamaica involved. You know that this is Mystic Sensation. Well, that have to say. That is Portland and Pegasus using Portland. So what Mystic Sensation is going on with. Now, let us get into the nitty-gritty. Right? Now, here it is, Jamaica people. Jamaica connection with the Pegasus. We are going to show you this. Let me share it. So I do a research. Does Jamaica have any connection with the Pegasus? And the research, Google search engine said, yes, Jamaica has significant connections to Israeli surveillance and cybersecurity technology. Jamaica, the research that I have done is Jamaica has any connection with the Pegasus? The answer that Google search engine brought forward, and not only that they brought forward it, they direct me to the specific website that we are going to go to. Yes, Jamaica has significant connections to Israeli surveillance and cybersecurity technology. Though the government denies specifically using the Pegasus, here are the key facts regarding this connection. Cybersecurity contracts. Many people don't know about this. Many Jamaican people didn't know about this. The Jamaican government awarded a $4 billion contract to ELTA System. And I linked the ELTA System with the Pegasus, an Israeli defense and cybersecurity company for surveillance and digital security technology. Official denials. Despite public concern raised by political opposition, Jamaica officials have maintained that there is no official cooperation agreement with the NCO group, the maker of Pegasus. That's a lie. And that surveillance tools are not used to spy on law-abiding citizens. Again, that's a lie. Intelligence pacts. Jamaica has established deeper intelligence sharing arrangement with Israel. Let us take this away. So, Mystic Sensation did not leave it there. Mystic Sensation did not leave it there. Mystic Sensation wanted more evidence. Mystic Sensation wanted more concrete evidence. So look what Mystic Sensation had done. We are going to show you. So I go to the finance accusers, Israel Black Corps, of meddling in election. Jamaica, you know what I realize? When I make a search, I realize an information that I had brought forward some time ago. They wiped the internet they wiped the information from that internet. And I said, oh, you're not going to more than me this morning. I am going, you understand, and do more deep dive to show my people, right? And we see where you wipe the internet from that information because you know that Mystic Sensation is digging and you know that I am going to come with this. So what did I do? Let me show you how Mystic Sensation, right, is effectively doing his research. So what Mystic Sensation did? The capabilities of Pegasus technology in Jamaica. Let us get there to show you what Mystic Sensation had done. So we dig for deeper dive. Jamaica, I want you to listen to this. Listen to this, Jamaica.
A cybersecurity update from the French government, which is concerned about election interference online. The French Prime Minister on Thursday convened political leaders and reported on the threat in the presence of the head of France's disinformation detection service, who said that officials suspect an Israeli firm called Black Corps of being behind a smear campaign ahead of France's municipal elections in March.
Vigilant investigations have made it possible to geolocate the foreign operator behind this malicious activity, a purported Israeli company known as Black Corps.
Viginum, France's Office for Vigilance and Protection Against Foreign Digital Interference, presented a detailed report on Black Corps' alleged actions around the world.
The modus operandi wasn't limited to France's municipal elections. It also appears to have been used for foreign digital interference in other countries or regions, such as Angola, Togo, the elections in Scotland, and New York's 2025 municipal election.
The French Prime Minister said Paris had asked Israel for explanations on Black Corps' actions and also for help in trying to find out who may have been behind the smear campaign.
Wait, how?
So when you hear the men and women that got come out and telling you what happened at the election, and that some higher thing go on, and steal the election and go on there, just understand the power of this technology and the digital implications, right? And it's not going to be so far-fetched for you to see how it could manifest easily. Chrissy B. Bell, big up. You see me? So listen somewhere. Mighty God.
3 days for something thorough.
Diana.
Once the authorities realized this interference from Israeli soil, specifically Israeli soil, occurred during the municipal election, it goes without saying that we did indeed ask for an explanation and assistance. It could be a private group in Israel.
The news agency Reuters reported last month that French authorities suspected black cause behind an online smear campaign targeting 3 candidates for mayor from the far left, pro-Palestine France Unbowed Party in March's municipal.
So, what they're saying, what I'm getting to understand from this is, individuals that are pro-Palestine, it appears as if Israel is interfering in the election using Pegasus. That's what I'm understanding from it. So, say for instance, there's, I don't know, individuals in Jamaica in the government that's not pro-Israel, and they have interest in Israel. What would they do to make sure that the people that are pro-Israel, like the Prime Minister of Jamaica, will visit them? No other Prime Minister will go visit Israel. You remember that visit? What would they do, ladies and gentlemen? Remember that the People's National Party said that they were disappointed in the Jamaican government for not standing for human rights when they went to the UN. So they know the position of the People's National Party. So if Israel have any interest in Jamaica, they wouldn't be interested in the People's National Party getting into power. Hello, somebody. And this is just a thought, you know. Because the companies in Israel are doing this in major countries. Hello? Think about it. The puzzles, the pieces, how it comes together. It's not that far-fetched. Just saying. Let's continue.
Vote. Before scrubbing its presence online following Reuters inquiries, Black Core described itself as an elite influence cyber and technology company built for the modern era of information warfare.
All right, let us take this away. Jamaica. Let me say this. That of course the Black Core Israelite people are in the EOJ, Electoral Office of Jamaica.
Yes, that is true. It's an Israeli company that got the contract. I don't remember that. You guys don't remember that it's an Israeli company that got the contract. You guys remember the prophecy from Pastor Peter Chambers? You got to get the EOJ from out of the office of the Prime Minister, or the PMP will not be able to win a free and fair election. You don't remember that prophecy today? Pastor Peter Chambers came out and told us indirectly, God was telling us indirectly, so they would have got the election in Jamaica. You don't remember? Let's see if we can find it first. But let's continue.
I want Jamaica to realize what is happening. They are here in Jamaica, active to ensure that democratic socialism be defeated and should not surface. It is their mission.
Because democratic socialism goes against the Israelis. And the People's National Party is for democratic socialism. Hello? Think. And this enough it done slavery then come in the comment section. The one them I don't. Oh, we talk about the propaganda. It is not illegal to think. Everything we talk about propaganda. It is not illegal to think. Think. It's not illegal yet.
They are here in Jamaica. And they need to leave our land space and stop interfere. So what Mystic Sensation did? Mystic Sensation did not only take that, even all that we are coming down with the chronological sequence. Mystic Sensation want to know more. I want to know who created it, how it was created, and I want to know their active involvement of the damage and the impact that they have done. and I deep dive. And my Jamaican people, I have the bombshell that the Israeli brigadier officer in Israel created it. And many governments, dictatorship government.
For just 60 seconds.
What can go so? Emotional damage.
Seek him. And you are going to hear what he has to say, confirming to all of us, Jamaica, this is not something that we are making up. That yes, he's going to confirm to all of us, I'm going to make you see it. I'm going to make you hear it for yourself. He's going to confirm that yes, I have created the Pegasus. And the purpose of the Pegasus is to defeat persons in election. It was the reason why it was created. These are the people that Andrew Wallace had given $4 billion of our Jamaican dollars to these people. To do what? To manipulate our election. Andrew Wallace used taxpayers' money to do this. Jamaica, listen to the evidence. Here is the evidence. So, I try to connect, right? To prove that we are not joking, we are not lying when we say we found the evidence. Jamaica's digital entanglement with Israeli intelligence operations. Andrew Wallace, see them for him to stay in power because he believes he can continue to obstruct the Integrity Commission investigators and he can prevent him from going to prison. So if he stays in power, he can control, he can manipulate Jamaican.
But a part of my research team, you know. Main source of my research team. But I will listen to something and say, but Bolo, you know, hear this yet? You need to go check out this, you know. You need to do a reaction to this, you know. You need to highlight this, you know. Yeah, man. But no, my mother don't hear this yet.
Listen to us. Jamaica digital entanglement with Israeli intelligence operations. Montego Bay, Jamaica, July 6, 2025. Jamaica has significantly deepened its cybersecurity partnership with Israel throughout 2024 and 2025 and the marking of the general election, marked by a $4 billion Jamaican dollars ELCA system contract. This is what the mark of the beast has done. High-level diplomatic visits and ongoing surveillance technology cooperation that has drawn sharp opposition criticism and regional diplomatic consequences. The digital entanglement reflects a broader pattern of Israel surveillance technology deployment across the Caribbean, with documented spyware operations in Trinidad and Tobago, raising serious questions about democratic oversight and human rights protections. I found them. The partnership represents far more than routine cybersecurity cooperation. They include intelligence sharing arrangements that have strained Jamaica's relationship with the United States, prompted sustained opposition criticism about surveillance overreach, and forced Jamaica to navigate complex diplomatic tensions that ultimately led to its recognition of Palestine in April 2024 under regional pressure. Jamaicans don't aware of this, what is taking place with Andrew Wallace. You understand? The start of evil that Andrew Wallace brought down on the country. Recent cybersecurity developments reveal expanded Israeli presence. They are in Jamaica. Minister Joel Vaz, November 2024 delegation to Israel, mark a significant escalation in Jamaica-Israel cybersecurity cooperation. The high-level joint delegation with the Ministry of National Security, including Colonel Godfrey Sterling, head of Jamaica Cyber Incident Response Team, and senior policy directors for cyber intelligence. The delegation conducted working visit to Israel's cyber capital, Beersheba, and met with Israeli energy and cyber officials to explore bilateral collaboration and opportunities. Mighty goodness of God. The visit followed disclosure of a 5-year, $4 billion contract with Elsa System Limited, a subsidiary of Isreal Aerospace Industry specializing in defense electronics and cyber defense solutions. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang confirmed the contract aimed to harden critical Jamaican institutions against cyber attack through constant monitoring system and vulnerability and thief the election. And so then, why Andrew Wallace seek Israel for the Elta system? Why? Elta system won 15 Israel defense prizes and has over 50 years of experience in electromagnetic sensors and cyber defense, making it a significant player in Israeli military-industrial complex. Jamaica is simultaneously establishing a cyber academy using equipment from multiple countries, including Israel, Canada, the United States, Australia, and France. The academy operates under the Caribbean Institute of Cyber Science, established under the Caribbean Military Academy Jamaica Defense Force, indicating the militarization of Jamaica's cyber security infrastructures. And this is where we see that Andrew Wallace is using all the military persons and put them into position. Because, of course, they can invade people's privacy. And as you see now, they can manipulate the result of the election. But this is not the big thing.
Jamaica, I remember when Andrew did say people are being tracked. I remember that. I remember when him said, because you think when you're drunk with power, you know, you blur out things, you enough to blur it out. Andrew is a prideful man, you know. I'm like, you know, you can't see him, you know. Stiff-necked, you know the stiff-necked fool them in Bible talk about? Yeah, man. Pride come up before the fall. They're being trapped. And then Dana Morris Dixon said, nobody's being trapped. No, nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Like penguins in Madagascar. Why, Mystic Sensation said that's another big thing. Let me hear him say that.
Jamaica, this is not the big thing. I am going to show you the big thing, Jamaica. You think this is the big thing? Now, Jamaica, do you believe that this is the big thing? That's why I leave the big thing for last. So I track down, right, to connect the dots. The man himself who built the Pegasus and tell us what is the purpose of the Pegasus. Jamaica, I wanted to share it live, share it out. People need to know that Andrew Wallace let us see walking around, sabotage our general election. And this is what he has done. Clear evidence. Now let us find this. What is my Jamaican people? Look where I'm going. Israeli firm boasted of meddling in more than 30 elections worldwide.
What can go so?
No, Byron, me sorry say me never have some tea for sift up. Because this is one hotter than 10 fireside. Israeli firm boasted of meddling in more than 30 elections worldwide. Them boast about it. So they not hide. So I don't want nobody come talk about conspiracy when we tell us the man in TP election last year. We don't want to hear about no conspiracy. Everybody knows that Andrew Wallace linked with Israel are the first prime minister to go down on his knees, both in Ghana, Israel, and talk to Israel and all them have private conversation about security and they were very vague about the details of the conversation. Andrew Wallace, nobody else, and we don't know the position of the People's National Party already. When it comes to democratic socialism. Yes? So that not tying with freedom thing. So if them have interest, if Ima Andrew in attacks, it is in Israel's best interest to have Andrew Wallace as the Prime Minister of Jamaica and not the People's National Party. Hello, somebody. A simple logic, you know? Simple logic.
And let me breathe down a bit because I'm belching this out to my Jamaican people. So I found the person who created Pegasus and why the Pegasus was created. The functionality of Pegasus, the motive of Pegasus, was to change election results. Here's the evidence. This is not coming from Mystic Sensation. This is not coming from Melting Pot. This is not coming from a Wayne Lonesome. Not coming from a Ratigan. Not coming from an Andre Stevenson or any other vloggers. It's just that the evidence we established to show the connections. And the money being paid to Israel to F up our general election. The Israelites who are in our country interfering in our space, robbing us of our sovereignty. Here it is, people. Israeli firm boasted of meddling in more than 30 elections worldwide. So now they are bragging. They are saying, yes, we finally have a software to keep Benjamin Netanyahu in power. And not only that, we can meddle in other countries' political order. We can choose which political leader we want to be elected to keep them in power, to make us bargain as it relates to crony capitalism and to give crony capitalism its vibrancy. We can take over because of the effectiveness of this spyware. And Israeli firms sought to influence more than 30 elections around the world for clients by hacking, sabotage, and spreading disinformation, according to an undercover media investigation published on Wednesday. And so what happened? These people, these investigators went undercover and speak directly to the mark of the beast, the man who created the Pegasus. Now, here he is, my people. Right? Here it is. It adds to a growing body of evidence that shadowy private firms across the world are profiting from invasive hacking tools and the power of social media platforms to manipulate public opinion. You see why Andrew want to seek it. You see why Andrew want to seek it, clearly. The firm was dubbed Team George by investigation journalists who pose as potential clients in order to gather information on its methods and capabilities. I want you to listen. So the investigators disguise themselves, right, under a team, under a firm as Team George to do what? Investigate, right, the methods and capability of Pegasus. Its boss, Tal Anan, this is the man that created Pegasus, is a former Israeli Special Forces operative who boasted of being able to control supposedly secure Telegram accounts and thousands of fake social media profiles, as well as planting news stories, the report say. The investigation was carried out by a consortium of journalists from 30 outlets, including Guardian in Britain, Le Monde in France, Der Spiegel in Germany, and El País in Spain, under the direction of France-based non-profit Forbidden Stories.
You know, when I hear this, I remember a movie called The Blacklist, and there was a young man in there, and like about 14 or 15 or 17, 16 years old, something like that, China youth, and the star in partner, in family, you know, they needed to escape the city. And the police was looking for them, the FBI, everybody. So they were putting out stories using the internet to say they were there when they were, and they were in 10 places at one time, so as to divert the police into a certain direction so they could escape the next direction. And when I listen to this, basically it's a similar, where I say no method of coding in terms of manipulation, where they can put out stories and have fake accounts, multiple fake accounts, and everything seems real and legit, but all of it is fake, and it just spreads propaganda and it just goes wild. You know what I mean? So let's continue.
The methods and techniques described by Team George raise new challenges for big tech platforms, the Guardian wrote. The evidence of a global private market in disinformation aimed at elections will also ring alarm bells for democracies around the world. People want to hear that? People want to hear that? Let me read about that. Evidence of a global private market in disinformation aimed at elections will also ring alarm bells for democracies around the world. Andrew Owners paid them $40 billion. Hanan did not respond to detailed questions, saying only, I deny any wrongdoing. Want to hear him? Fear profiles. The 50-year-old told 3 undercover reporters that his services, often called Black Ops, people, you understand? Black Ops in the industry were available to intelligence agencies, political campaigns, and private companies. Want to hear that, people? Want to hear that? We are now involved in one election in Africa. Want to hear that?
What can go so?
We have a team in Greece and a team in the Emirates. We have completed 33 presidential level campaigns, 27 of which were successful.
Emotional damage.
Jamaica, the man then said they complete 33 presidential level campaign and 27 of them were successful. Can somebody calculate the efficiency rate of that particular success? We know they passed 90%. 33, alright, so 33 would be 1% of that would be what? 10% of that would be 3.3 or something. 33, 27, 1% would be 0.3, 0.33. No man, I want good look percentage that man. 27 out of 33, probably about 85%. If my math not half of success rate, that is the what? Damn. Let's continue.
I quoted him as saying, "Yo, the man of Bronx, that him run 33 operation and 27 was successful."
So 81.8% Jody in the chat. Shout out to Jody for that. Yeah, I knew I was off about the 90 because if 0.33% is 1%, all you would have to do is divide 0.33 into 6 and you would get the minus figure of the 100%, and then you would get the amount that it actually is. So 81.8%, I just showed this mark, ladies and gentlemen, and that is a very high pass mark. Yeah, that's some scary stuff right there. That success rate is ridiculous.
Successful. Most of the campaigns, 2/3, were in Africa, he claimed. While demonstrating his technology to reporters, he appeared to act into, no, he might give them live performance in Jamaica. He might talk to them, and tell them, say, listen, me, you believe I talk, make me show you live performance. You know what this now, people? While demonstrating his technology to reporters, he appeared to act into the Gmail box and Telegram account of political operatives in Kenya. Mighty God of Daniel. Hold on there, let me take the call here. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation.
The guy still like
win.
And over the years, if it was
to repeat, we are here in this
and to have been done
exactly.
And to
we have put away.
This is a fundamental wrong that you are doing on Jonas. And we enough our money. We cut off the system now. My bad system. My apology for that. We just accidental. And take up 40 billion of our money. Why do Jonas need this? When we have healthcare, want to fix. Right? The education system dilapidated, right? But you take up $40 billion giving to the Israelites.
Is it 40 billion or 4 billion? He keeps saying 40 billion, but I think it's because he's upset. But I think it's 4.something billion. And that's a significant amount of money. Yeah, for this contract.
To continue to keep you right in power. This is a fundamental wrong that you are doing on Jonas, and we found you guilty. Now, here it is. Forbidden Stories name the target. Let me just take this call. Yes. see them.
Remind people.
Yeah, manager call thing. Just want to hear the article. Call and take long though. More call are coming. Article me interesting. Yeah.
These are the people you side. These are the people you side. These are the people in our electoral office. To keep you. So when Desmond Mackenzie run out, and when other people run out and said, 1 p.m. forever, who don't know what we're talk about? 1 p.m. forever, who don't know what we're talk about?
Jamaica, that's why they're so confident. Because I remember even Desmond Mackenzie joking about, yeah, we might see PMP 2040. Remember when he was talking in the government, in the parliament about the garbage problem, and I don't know, maybe in 2040, you know, the PMP might come into power. They know why they are so confident. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. This has been a long reaction. Shout out to Mystic Sensation. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to the page. Pegasus, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing our own research. Screenshot the pages you want to see. Go and do our own research and do our own reading. Read the article for yourself. Understand that the capabilities are there for these people to steal elections, interfere and steal. The only number you need to look upon is the 81% success rate. 33 interfered with, 27 won. Hello, somebody? That is it. Now I have to go now.